guys, Marmalade here for Q A number 18. So that means 4 months. That's pretty awesome, I think. So thank you for tuning in. The first thing I want to say is thank you so much for the outpouring of kindness and concern and people helping. I'll take all the help and ideas you have when it comes to my health. I don't know what's wrong with me. I think it's Lyme's. It could be something else. So I'm going to try some natural alternatives. One thing I'm going to do that one of the people that watch is going to help. Thank you, Diana. Is helping me clean up my diet. So a lot of sugars and bad carbs and things produce inflammation, and that's where pain can be, or uncomfortableness. So I'm gonna clean up my diet. I've already started. I already feel a little bit better, but I've had, since my last video, I've had some of the worst pain I've ever felt. So I'm hoping to reduce that and also do some things to hopefully find out what it is and to cure it. But anyway, thank you so much, you guys, for all the outpouring of love and kindness, so I appreciate it. So let's get on with Q&A number 18 right now. So my first question is from Andrew Sherman. He asked me a while back, is there anything that you use or carry when you are hiking that you acquired initially for another sport? So there was one thing that I will be switching out, but I did use on the trail, and that was my rain pants. Because I wear shorts when I hike, they do two things. It's obviously for the rain, but also keep me warm. I use it sometimes at night when it's very cold in my quilt to give me another layer. And then also just in the mornings you're walking through on the trail and the brush is super wet, I'd use my rain pants sometimes for that to keep me warm until I got my body heat going. And they were a pair of golf. As I've told you before, I was a fairly high competitive golfer for a long time, and that was my passion. And so I had some really nice Gore-Tex rain pants that were, I would say, medium weight, but not light at all. And they were definitely warm, but they were, when you folded it up, they were kind of bulky, and they were also just heavy. They weighed a lot. And so my rain jacket and my rain pants are being changed out. Basically, in the process of that right now. I'll do a gear video on that once I get it all done and show you the weight savings and the space savings. So I have my eye on a couple pair of rain or wind pants. I might even go with the wind pants, because I found that at some point, even when you have a very good expensive pair of rain pants, they soak through anyway. So I know when I previously just hiked with my friend Juicy, he has a pair of wind pants. I think they're Tachyon. I forget the manufacturer. Oh, Montbell. Montbell makes a very light, like 2 to 4 ounces wind pant. I think it's called Tachyon. But anyway, if I'm wrong, I apologize. But I'm researching that, maybe a Z-Pax one, and just getting something super light, functional. But I found that once it's rained, you're going to soak through anyway, so just get something that's small and light and comfortable. So that's my answer. Okay, my next question is from Rick Blevins, who I do talk to and communicate with a lot. Said, what was your cost to hike per month or week, not counting the equipment? So this is a hard one, because I wasn't anal about keeping exact tabs on what I spent. There's people that have Excel spreadsheets, you know, and they get it down to the penny, and to me it's pretty amazing, because, you know, I don't know why you'd want to waste your time on that, but I guess it's cool to see at the end what you spent. But so I had to sit down and think about this, and I think I got the numbers about right. When I do resupply, so for 1 week I spent about $100, and this is purely to resupply. It's not for towns, like a hotel, meals, laundry, all that stuff. When you get and do a zero in town, it's purely for what I spent on trail. Was about $100 a week, and I purposely kept it on the low side. And when I did the math, it's like $14.20 per day. So that's what it is for food. Even though I'm a bigger guy, I don't eat a lot, but I kept my food down a minimum, and I tried to get snacks and things at the dollar store, 99-cent store. So there's ways of saving a lot of money. So that's what it cost me. And then of course that you have to add into your budget, you know, hotels for 0 days, and laundry and food and all that stuff that happens, things you just don't think about. So, you know, obviously you can blow a ton of money, or there's people that go there and just live out of the hiker boxes. So it depends on where you want to be. But I was comfortable with my resupply at $100 a week, and then that gave me more money to spend in town on different things like that. Okay, the next question is from Dave and Christy. They had asked me, what's my plan for all my leftover food I didn't use on my hike in 2019? So that is an interesting question, because I'm getting ready to deal with that right now. And if you followed me at all, my friend Robert, I went and got all the food. I figured out that on my 13 plus resupply boxes, I needed, I think it was 63 days of food. So I basically went out and bought 63 days of food, I filled out all the address labels for all the boxes. I got boxes in the post office and gave it all to Robert and a master list in order of where I want the boxes sent on trail. And this was assuming I was going northbound the whole time. I think I only got four or five resupply boxes because the sections of trails I was in, I didn't need many. So there's a giant bin at Robert's office of food, and some of it's going to be spoiled. I bought stuff that made sure it all got through September, October, because I knew if I finished the whole hike, the food needed to last till then. I have things like ramen that'll last forever, and Spam, and some things that I can probably reuse next year. I don't know, but yeah, I'm going to go through it. I was just talking to Robert about this. I'm going to go through it, and if it's still good for a while, we may do a spring. Go to some of the hiker boxes like Warner Springs and Mount Laguna, but places that might have hiker boxes, and put that food in there for the hikers, or maybe do some trail magic and sit on the trail, you know, and give them some other things plus that stuff that I have. I don't want to go to waste, so things I can reuse I will. So that's the plan right now. It's going to be interesting when I go through it to see the dates. You know, I know that everything was covered to get me through my hike, but I don't know how long some of that stuff is labeled to last. So we'll see, but that's the answer. So our next question is from Lori Smith. What is the best way to layer for varied temps once it's warmed up during hiking? So I thought I'd just show you what I do for my layer system. You don't have to do this. You can add more or less. I think if you go through colder sections like the Sierra, some people add a fleece or a wool layer, which I was thinking about doing. But I'll just show you exactly what I used on the trail. And some of this is my new gear, so I'm just showing you what I had or I will have. But these are my layers. Okay, first off is a synthetic t-shirt. You guys have seen this. I started with a gray one and went to this. This is the Heavy Hiker logo. If you're interested in these shirts, by the way, go to theheavyhiker.com. It's something that I'll explain to you later, but something that I'm beginning with Robert, and it's pretty amazing. But yeah, that's a cool guy that we created. But anyway, so this is a synthetic t-shirt. They make synthetic long sleeve shirt, which a lot of the hikers use, and it does protect your skin. I happen to be I have olive skin, and so the long sleeve shirts are too hot. I experimented with them. They're too hot, and although it protects your skin, I just was uncomfortable. So this is what I wore. If you saw, I was in this most of the time, but that's my first layer. Secondly, as my new Outdoor Research Echo hoodie. This thing is incredible, and of course it's orange. See, it's like that. I'm going to weigh it eventually because this is part of my series of going lighter and smaller on my gear. This weighs nothing, but it has the hood, really nice hood, but it weighs nothing. It looks like it weighs more than it really does. It weighs almost nothing, but really well made. It's even got these things on the end to cover over your hands in the morning to keep them warm, so that's cool. That's in replace of like a thumb hole. But anyway, that's the Echo hoodie from Outdoor Research. So my third layer is my new Enlighten Equipment Torrid Apex jacket that I showed you guys. This is an extra large, weighs around 9 ounces and almost nothing. I got the orange on the inside and black on the out, but this is my, it's a synthetic jacket. I'm going away from the puffy. I'm saving about, I don't even know, I forgot what the numbers are, but about 9 ounces on my old jacket, and much smaller when it's compacted. But this it has a hood. My old jacket, so this is like 9 ounces lighter and has the hood. My other jacket doesn't. So anyway, that's my next layer is my synthetic, or like if you have a down jacket, that's your next layer. So lastly is my new Frog Togs ultralight jacket that they make. I got it at Walmart. It's 30 bucks right there. It's the seams are tape sealed. It weighs nothing. It's just got a hood. It's super light. I'm not sure if this is going to make the grade for my final product, but my other jacket was much heavier, my rain jacket, and when it got wet, it just weighed a ton. And also physically, like my rain pants, took up a lot of space in my pack. So I'm going smaller and lighter. So this is the Frog Togs new ultralight jacket. So that'll be my outer layer. And the theory with layering, let's go for one more thing. So I have these can kind of be layered. I have these cool, just super soft. I've had them forever. Columbia gloves or fleece. I use these a lot, either in the morning when it's cold, but I use it a lot at night when I sleep. It's just keeping your head and as you know, and your hands warm is key. And then also, I just have a basic beanie that I had a different beanie, but I'm going away from it because it didn't fit me right. But I'll get one that I like, but just a beanie. I have a quilt, so this is also for the morning when I'm hiking, but I have a quilt and my head's on the outside all the time, so you have to keep your head warm, so I wore that almost every night. But those are the layers I have. And the theory I was gonna say about having your rain jacket, when you get your sizing, this is very important. You want to try to size it so that your rain jacket can fit over your puffy. So let's say it's windy or rainy, you want to wear just this. Let's say if it's cold and rainy, this because these don't generally breathe, it creates a barrier, and so the wind and the cool can't get through. So you want to make sure this is big enough to go around your puffy, or in my case my synthetic jacket, which it does, to create that barrier on the outside. Also, if it were raining but it's super cold and you want to wear your puffy, you don't want to wear your puffy on the outside of your rain jacket, you want the rain jacket on the outside. So when you're sizing and fitting things, try to make sure that when you layer, your down or synthetic jacket fits you well, but that your rain jacket can fit over it. So that's it for the layer, and I hope that helped, and let me know if you do it differently too. I'd like to hear. And our last question is, of course, Dave, from Terry Savini. What reactions did I get when I told friends and family that you were going on a thru hike? How did I handle the negative responses? So what's interesting about that is, I think I've said this, but I backpacked for 4 years before I started the thru hike, and a lot of my closer friends already knew that I loved the PCT and did some long hikes. I was section hiking, doing weekends, maybe doing 40 miles over a couple days or whatever. But I've been doing it for years, so I think a lot of my closer friends, when I said I was going to do the thru hike, they were just stoked for me and excited. My son was worried about me, and that made me feel good. I mean, I don't want him to be worried, but it showed me that he truly cares. And I tried to text him every night through my Garmin that I was okay, until I wasn't okay and got hurt. But it was great to have him. He just was concerned about something happening to me. So basically, I either got really positive comments about going, or a lot of people didn't really know about the trail, and I told them the people that I knew, or maybe they heard of it, but they didn't really know how long it was. So when I tell them how many miles it is and what it's about and how far you traveled, and through California, Oregon, and Washington, they were just, I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't get much negativity. I got some people that were just like, what? And kind of like more like, why? Like, why would you want to do that? And the number one question, just to add on to that I got overall was, are you going by yourself? Because I think when you go out in the wilderness, people that are not experienced kind of freak out over that. So that was interesting. So I try to tell them most people go by themselves, and then they create a tramily, a trail family, and go together. So anyway, so I didn't get too much negativity, which was great for me. All right, so that ends Q&A number 18, and the last one for 2019. 2019, this is the day before the new year and the new decade. So thank you guys for everything, for the positive responses. Health-wise, if you think of anything else that could help me, let me know. I'm always open to it. But I appreciate all the positive and the caring responses. I need questions, so give me some questions. I'm working through them all, but I would love some more questions. Anything you want to know. Again, please subscribe and like and share if you get this on Facebook. And go to my Patreon account at patreon.com and look for Mike Marmalade Lawrence. And maybe in the next video, I've got my new site up that has clothing and fun things to get, like mugs and phone cases, things like that. But anyway, I've got it with the Marmalade logo coming up, and I've got it all set up. I've just got to learn how to properly send you guys to it without too much hassle. So I'm working with them right now to make sure it's all smooth and ready to go. So maybe my next time I'll have that, and I can promote that a little bit, and you guys can go check it out. But for now, until next time, we'll see you down the trail.